When you first met, because it's a fascinating story, you grew up in Warsaw, you obviously grew up in a Catholic society, very conservative, and you're, you know, from a poor background, and you do really, really well, and I think it's a fabulous story.
Thank you.
And then
Who's that with you in that picture?
So then you start winning competitions, and James comes to Warsaw and takes you, aged 18, over
17,
here,
yeah.
17, to be his partner.
Yes.
What did your mum and dad say?
Well, they were terrified, obviously, not understanding James either at that time. But, you know, I think the dream was sort of so strong for me that I wanted to do what's best for my dancing and my dancing career. So I just said to my mum and dad, you've got to give me that chance, because that chance might never come. And I'm so glad they did, because I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be in the UK, I wouldn't be, you know, I wouldn't met James. So yeah, it's a great experience to have. Yeah, no, he's been brilliant.
Did your mother ring you up all the time?
No, my mum and dad, you know, obviously they're very proud of what I did, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mum and dad. You know, they were there behind me, even though they didn't have much money. They were there. My dad was making me costumes, even though he was an electrician. He was trying to sew things up so I could have a nice, pretty dress every time I go to a competition. So, yeah, it was.
And when you read the book, you realise that when I went for the tryout in Poland, it was kind of Ola's last chance.
Look at that.
There's lots of stuff before, but you realise it was Ola's last chance to potentially fulfil her dream, because it was always her dream as a young child to eventually be a professional dancer. And she moved over, and then a year later we started dating. Yeah. So I made her wait a year.
And you know, it's a very tough life, isn't it, dancing? I mean,
It is.
It's a short amount of time.
It is,
you know,
very short.
So much. I mean, you're athletes, and so much of it was also about your looks. And we, you know, you've been in the press before. We've all been outraged by the fact that you've admitted that you would often say to Ola, things about her weight.
Yeah.
If she was putting on weight.
Yeah, and obviously you've got to. In our dance world, obviously we're working towards something like, for example, World Championships when we're younger. So it was very important for me to look the best I could. So if James...
you say in your book that you used to go on diets of 600 calories.
I did used to go to the extremes. So I wanted to be
Don't do that, by the way.
Obviously, don't do that.
Is that an eating disorder? That sounds.
I wouldn't say I had an eating disorder, because obviously I never was treated for eating disorder. But obviously I did go to extremes, and I wanted to open up out there and just show everyone that it wasn't all pretty, and girls do go through those things.
Did you tell her that she was fat?
I never said she
No,
was
he
fat.
never told me he was fat. But if I did put on weight, he would always tell me, "Babe, I think you did put on weight."
And extra weight is more attractive on a
It
woman.
is.
If it's too skinny, then you can look scrawny. So you could easily go you know, too far.
You can, but with Ola, and I think she's
always looked incredible.
Yeah, but she has to really work hard.
I do have to work hard for it, but in the dance world, when you're competing towards like the World Championships, it's quite important. You're a couple.
Again,
so
like
when he
an
tells
athlete.
me that you put weight, I don't take it as a bad thing.
But you see, I'd have to do a high kick and probably not do it.
So how do you? I mean, it's really easy, because I know, because I did a lot of starving and binging in my life, and how it's very difficult to get out of that pattern.
It is very
Of
difficult.
going to such low calorie.
Yes, and obviously I started when I moved to the UK. I suddenly put a lot of weight on, and suddenly thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? So then I went into this crash dieting, and I went through different emotions, and I was extremely skinny at one point.
And now, are you a healthy?
Oh, I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying a glass of wine. I'm enjoying a dinner. Obviously, you can see.
But the thing is, in the dancing world, if you're competing at a World Championships and two couples walk on the floor of equal ability, they're both the same as each other, one is slightly out of shape and the other one is in brilliant shape. Unfortunately, the way the dance world works, that person that's in great shape is going to go further in the competition.
That there'd be any dancer that would be out of shape, because the hours and hours you have to put in. And, I mean...
Oh, yes, there's out of shape for dance and there's out of shape
But you're
for...
not
We're running out of time,
for Ola's
guys.
confidence, do you often compliment her as well as telling her...
Oh, of course.
Dance, of course
Penny.
he does.
Yeah.
Penny.
Right, we're running out of time, but very quickly, the book is brilliant and it's out now.
Yes, it's going to be out in the bookstores at the end of this week.
Well, good
Great
luck with
cover.
all of that, and good luck with whatever you've got in the future. A great couple and brilliant dancers.
Thank you very much.
We get some pretty fabulous guests here on Loose Women. There's plenty more where that came from. Just click here to watch more interviews with a whole range of famous faces. And click here to subscribe. It's free, so you'd be silly not to, really.